A woman thought she was filming a harmless prank for hidden cameras. Instead, she unknowingly helped carry out one of the most shocking political assassinations in modern history. And by the time she realized what had happened, it was already too late. On the morning of February 13th, 2017, Kuala Lumpur International Airport looked no different than any other day. Flights were boarding. Travelers hurried through the terminals. Airport staff moved from gate to gate. Somewhere in the crowd, a middle-aged man calmly walked toward the check-in counters, carrying only a backpack. No security detail, no bodyguards. Nothing about him suggested he was one of the world's most wanted political targets. At almost the exact same moment, two young women entered the airport from different directions. Neither knew they were about to become part of an operation that had been planned for months. Neither knew the man they had been told to approach, and neither had any idea that within the next few minutes, someone would be dead. One of those women was Siti Aisyah. She had left Indonesia in search of better opportunities in Malaysia, hoping to earn enough money to support her family back home. Life wasn't easy. Every job mattered. So when a friendly stranger introduced himself as a television producer looking for actors for hidden camera prank videos, it sounded almost too good to be true. The work was simple. Walk up to strangers, pull harmless pranks, smile for the hidden cameras, then collect your payment. It was easy money, and after successfully completing several pranks, City stopped questioning it, because everything she'd done so far had been exactly as promised. Sometimes the producers would have her sneak up behind someone and cover their eyes. Other times they'd put what she believed was baby oil on her hands before asking her to smear it across a stranger's face. The victims would react with confusion. The
Huh?
crew would laugh, and City would get paid. Week after week, nothing unusual happened, which was exactly what the organizers wanted. Every successful prank built trust. Every payment lowered her guard. Then another woman entered the picture. Her name was Don Thi Huong, a young woman from Vietnam. Like City, she'd also been recruited to perform prank videos. The two women barely knew each other, but the producers now had a bigger idea. One final prank. A prank involving both of them. Their instructions were strangely specific. Meet at Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Wait for a man wearing a particular outfit. Siti would approach first. Don would follow a few seconds later. After touching the man's face, both women were told to immediately wash their hands. The producers claimed it would make the prank look more believable. Neither woman questioned it. Why would they? They'd done this before. The target arrived exactly on schedule. His name was Kim Jong-nam. To everyone else in the airport, he was just another passenger. But behind that ordinary appearance was an extraordinary story. Kim Jong-nam was the eldest son of former North Korean leader Kim Jong-il. For years, many believed he would eventually inherit one of the world's most secretive governments. But that future disappeared after an embarrassing incident in 2001. Using a false passport, he attempted to enter Japan, reportedly so his family could visit Tokyo Disneyland. He was caught. The story made international headlines. Inside North Korea, the humiliation was enormous. Eventually, when Kim Jong-il died, power passed not to Kim Jong-nam, but to his younger half-brother, Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-nam spent the following years living mostly outside North Korea. Safe. Or so he believed. Back at the airport, City saw the man she'd been told to prank. She walked up behind him, quickly rubbed the liquid across his face, turned around, and walked away, exactly as she'd done countless times before. A few seconds later, Doan approached. She did the same thing. Then both women calmly walked into a nearby restroom and washed their hands. The prank was over, or so they thought. Moments later, Kim Jong-nam began stumbling through the terminal. He approached airport employees and told them two women had wiped something across his face. At first, it seemed like a minor incident, but within minutes, his vision blurred, his breathing became difficult, his body began shutting down. Medical staff rushed him toward an ambulance. He never made it to the hospital. Investigators soon uncovered a horrifying truth. The substance on Siti's hands wasn't baby oil. The substance on Doan's hands wasn't baby oil either. Each woman had unknowingly been carrying a different chemical. On their own, they posed much less risk during the brief contact. But the moment those chemicals mixed on Kim Jong-nam's face, they formed VX nerve agent, one of the deadliest chemical weapons ever created, a substance so dangerous that its production and stockpiling are internationally prohibited. The women had unknowingly delivered the poison themselves. While investigators raced to understand what had happened, the men who had organized the prank disappeared. By the time police started searching for them, they had already left Malaysia. Authorities later identified several suspects as North Korean nationals believed to be intelligence operatives. None of them returned to face trial. North Korea denied any involvement. Meanwhile, Siti and Doan went home believing they had simply finished another day's work. The following day, police arrested them. Siti reportedly smiled at first. She genuinely believed the arrest was another prank. Then the officers explained why she was there. Murder. The reality hit instantly. The trial lasted for years. Prosecutors argued that the women had physically carried out the attack. The defense argued something very different, that they had been manipulated, used, turned into unsuspecting participants in an international assassination plot. Eventually, after diplomatic intervention from Indonesia, prosecutors dropped the murder charge against Siti Aisyah, and she was released. Dawn Thia Huong later accepted a reduced charge and was also released. The alleged masterminds, however, were never brought before the Malaysian court. And to this day, the assassination of Kim Jong-nam remains one of the most extraordinary intelligence operations ever uncovered.